Hi, this is one of your hosts, Elizabeth Donaldson, and in today's episode, we will be discussing whether the situation in Myanmar should be considered genocide. Currently, the Rohingya Muslims are facing forced migration, murder, rape, imprisonment, enforced disappearance, torture, enslavement, and more at the hands of the Burmese military. But should this situation be classified as genocide, or should it only be looked at as ethnic cleansing? To understand whether the events in Myanmar should be considered genocide, I think it is first important to understand what is genocide. According to the Genocide Convention of 1948, genocide occurs when certain acts are committed with the intent to destroy, in whole or in part, a national, ethnical, racial, or religious group. These acts include killing, causing serious bodily or mental harm, inflicting conditions of life calculated to bring about the physical destruction of the group in whole or in part, imposing measures intended to prevent births, and forcibly transferring children of the group to another group. With that in mind, we can evaluate whether the events in Myanmar fit the official definition of genocide. Since the Rohingya Muslims are an ethnic group, they are a protected group under this definition. Furthermore, after receiving reports of alleged human rights violations, the Human Rights Council decided to send an independent, fact-finding mission to Myanmar to report on the situation. According to their report, the violence against the Rohingya meets 4 out of the 5 acts of genocide: killing, causing serious bodily or mental harm, inflicting conditions of life calculated to bring about the physical destruction of the group in whole or in part, and imposing measures intended to prevent births. So, the events in Myanmar can and should be classified as genocide. Furthermore, the events have been declared as genocide both by government officials and independent organizations. For example, Genocide Watch, an organization that monitors events throughout the world that could escalate to genocide, has declared the conditions in Myanmar a genocide emergency. This is declared by Genocide Watch only when the genocidal process has reached the stage of genocidal massacres and other acts of genocide. Additionally, in a 2018 press release, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken announced that he had determined that the Burmese military committed genocide and crimes against humanity against the Rohingya. But why is it important whether these events are classified as genocide? Is there really a difference between events that are declared as genocide and events that are considered ethnic cleansing? Well, for starters, the classification of genocide puts responsibility on the international community to act. The international community has no legal obligation to intervene in cases of ethnic cleansing, but the 153 countries that have signed the Genocide Convention of 1948 do have an obligation to prevent and punish cases of genocide. And given the ongoing violence, international intervention is needed. In a letter addressing the situation in Myanmar, an anonymous Rohingya states, "We're facing extinction, and unless the international community stands with us, one of the most persecuted people in the world, you will all be a witness to it." But what can we do? And how can other countries help the situation in Myanmar? Stay tuned to our next episode to find out.